since 2006, this KCRC, Kiowa Constitution Revision Committee, has been appointed, and we've been working on creating a new document for the Kiowa Nation that's representative of the Kiowa people. Since 1934, when the Indian Reorganization Act happened, the United States government's been trying to get tribes to govern themselves using a document that was handed to tribes from the Bureau of Indian Affairs. Basically, it was a document that sought to establish a government based on the Bureau of Indian Affairs ideology of what an Indian government should be. And it was a business type of charter that was given to the nations. Basically, it was a document that had blanks in it, and the BIA gave it to the tribes and said, put your tribal name in there, and then sign it, and then voila, you are officially a tribal government. That's the kind of tribal government that the Kiowas accepted in 1970 after Indian Reorganization Act happened, after termination, all these different policies that the government used against tribes. In 1970, we adopted this business charter type of government, and it's really not conducive to tribal government. There's no checks and balances system. Checks and balances, means that not one entity, political entity, shall have power over another. So we're trying to create a system of checks and balances within the tribal government. Now, we're proposing a four-branch system of government where you have a Kiowa Indian Council or Nation Council that's going to direct policy, what the people want. It's going to be a forum for debate, an official forum, and it's also going to be where we approve big decisions such as KCA land use, also approve the annual budget. Those are things that really incorporate all the people's decision to get a collective response. The second branch will be a legislative branch that's representative of each district. We seek to divide the Kiowa Nation up into districts, 7 districts, 6 within the historical reservation area or territory, and we hope to get an at-large district which will accompany all the members of the tribe, so everybody's represented in some form. And the legislative branch will make the laws about the Kiowa Nation, and they will make laws or programs, and so that's something we don't have an official legislative that's representative of the people, and so they'll be elected from within the districts and the nation. So I think that's important. Representation of all the Kiowa people is something we've never had before. Right now, the legislative body consists of what's called the Kiowa Business Committee, which is, in business type terms, it's a board of directors who's directed by the investors, which would be the Kiowa Indian Council. Really, they make laws, but there's no structure. They're not representative of the nation itself. You may have 4 members from Anadarko, 3 from Carnegie. Well, those are the only 2 communities that are being represented. We'd like to separate it out to where we have a representative from Lawton, 1 from Carnegie, 1 from Anadarko, 1 from Hobart. We also have Kiowas that live in the in-between area. Sometimes they're not representative. In the northern Lawton area, or Walters, we're trying to create a system that represents everybody with the legislative branch. The second thing is we're trying to give more executive powers to our chairman, who will become our principal chief after the first election. Right now, we don't have an official spokesperson for the tribe. A lot of times, the chairman, they don't have the authority to run the day-to-day operations. So we're trying to give him more of an opportunity to act as that administrator, to see that the tribal programs are followed through. And that's something we've never had before. But he won't just be an administrator. He can also write laws himself and propose them to the legislator, to the legislative branch. And then, they would be that checks and balances. And then we don't have a place to handle or settle our tribal disputes. So we seek to write in a judicial branch with a Supreme Court and a trial court to handle these disputes. What's happened in the past is disputes come up in the tribe, and we try to get them handled by the Court of Indian Offenses, CFR court, and a lot of times they'll turn the case down because it's not within their jurisdiction. Well, this will be a tribal court that everything that deals with this Constitution will be in its jurisdiction, so we'll have a settlement on these disputes.